Like I was technically I was G the barber in my neighborhood. G the barber, with cut hair. That's it. You know why? Because you don't shit where you eat at. That was a street. A lot of people ignore that. People forget they got family in the hood, got brothers and sisters and shit. So you don't shit where you eat at. I understood that. The only reason I did a few things in my hood because someone tried to rob me. Right. They didn't know I was doing dirt other places. They thought I was just cheap ball. And that really motherfucker. So I mean, I have no remorse what I've done to them. Yeah. I have no remorse for anything. I'm like, I'm okay. I'm sleep fine. I'm alright.
You good. You good. No, that's what's up, man. Yeah, no. Real talk, you can't really look back. You know what I'm saying? I do think that's important. So, so the game is, to me, the game is oversaturated.
Yeah, I mean, it is a bit oversaturated. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people because people see the success of people hustle. It ain't. It's 20% talent, most is hustle. You know what I'm saying? People forget that hip-hop is the culture, rap is the business. So once you sign that contract of rap, or regardless of what, even if you're in a culture, you do need to make music that sits with people. Right. It took me a long time to figure that out. You need to make music that stick with people, that people can relate to. Okay. That rap, you have to make that song that the radio can play. You have to. That's rap. So, you know what I'm saying? That's the business side of it. Hip hop is the culture. Hip hop is what you do. Hip hop is what I do. Hip hop is what the people who do not know will call us the has-beens and the underground.
Got you. I mean, that makes perfect sense. I mean, you have to make. I mean, you got to eat. I mean, so you have to. So how do you balance it out? I mean, like you're doing your thing. I mean, like. Yeah, it's definitely about the hustle because I've talked to a lot of older artists that have been like, "Yo, thanks for the promo. We need that shit." like, you know what I'm saying? Like OG, I mean, cats that were put out hit albums in the '90s, like, "Yo, we need that. Thank you." You know what I mean? So like,
see, a lot of times, a lot of the artists that was on labels was spoiled because they had the machine working for them. They never really took the grasp of like, all right, well, what the fuck are you doing over here that makes this happen? Right. What are you doing over here to make this happen? I went to I remember bless the soul, like Prodigy took me to a meeting they had one time, and I seen the scams that these labels come up with, and I immediately told him after that meeting, please take me to more shit like that. I need to know that, like. They was pulling some great stuff. I'm not going to say it on air what they was doing, but they was doing some real. I was like, I would have never thought of it. You know what I'm saying? And then pretty much it's a loan, it's a bank shit. You know what I'm saying? And, pretty much all the shit they just give you the money and you pretty much pay for it, and then they just cheat you at the end of it because you should make a whole lot more money at the end of it. But that's really the fault of us not taking control of something we created. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had years fucking with music. This is a new thing. Not too many said, oh, let me just take this, find out how to press this up and put this out there. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We had people play it. We had people, do everything for it, but we never took it and headlocked it. Right. So now, in the sense of the internet and everything, like, you have, all the, the young kids, sure, they don't understand it yet. But everybody that's hot or have some sort of buzz now, their buzz will fall down. And they will see what it is. I want to see what their perspective is on it when they're not as hot as they once were. Right. Now, and see if they still be willing to hustle to keep that up. Because I love working for myself. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it, and I'm really not a fan of what they will call so-called authority. Not a fan of it. Never was. And you know what I'm saying? It's just like it's people every day doing shit that they don't want to do.
Right.
And they don't know how to chase their dream. They don't even understand what talent they have. They never explored it.
Preach, fam. For real. People need to hear that shit.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? I found a new girlfriend. Fucking camera. The fucking camera is like, now, I know how to draw and all that other shit, but I lost passion for drawing. But with a camera, it feels like I'm drawing in 3D now. So that's my other new passion. That's my other new girlfriend now. You know what I'm saying? I created a web series called New York Minute. I love that shit.
Yo, I saw the fucking, you directed a video I just posted like 2 days ago. New joint. Forgive me. Who the fuck?
Side
Yeah. It was like directed by Illa Ghee. That shit's hot, yo. So salute.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was good. It was good to see that, man. It was good to see. I always say, man, in 2019, the technology is there for everybody to do whatever they want. Man. If you really want to go get it, you can go get it. You know what I'm saying? It's all there. You can design your website. You can get your merch out, your store out. You can get all that. You can get a lot of this stuff out for minimal cost, man. You know what I'm saying? If you're willing to really willing to hustle, try to get it.
Yeah, so people shouldn't look at it as a bad thing, man. There's nothing wrong with hustling. Like I said, I risk my life doing dumb shit, so I damn sure can do it and hustle for this.
Yo, who are you rocking with? I mean, I always like to get the opinion of older cats. So who are you rocking with, if anybody? New, young, more bigger, anybody?
I tell you, for a long time, I stopped being a fan of pretty much the whole thing. But I do like songs. Right. If you got a dope song to me, I'm fucking with it. I don't care who you are.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It don't matter. If I feel the song is dope, I'm fucking with it.
Right.
So that's pretty much what I do now. I mean, not just because that's my homie or whatever, but that Rim the Villain that side block shit is my shit right now. Like, it makes me feel, when I did the video, and I'm a fan. I'm really a fucking rap video fan. Like, videos for looking at it and everything, and I used to wonder how the fuck they did that. So I wanted to make that friend feeling, that friend warm, jazzy feeling, fun video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I think I accomplished it, but I love that fucking song right now. Like, that's my shit right now.
No, it's a dope song. I stumbled on that, like, fucking around on YouTube and saw that. It's a dope track. I mean, so you kind of just like, is it that you're in your own, it seems like you're just in your own zone and not really, the fuckery is going on.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of trash. Yeah. There's plenty of underground trash. There's plenty of fucking mainstream trash.
Yeah.
Trash is trash. But, I mean, that's my opinion.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? What I may think is hot or popping, people may think it's trash. I don't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like the most like more recent shit that I've liked, that's like that, I can deal and really fuck with. I like the what's the name? I don't know the name of the shit, but the casting of the shit, punch you in your face, motherfucker, I knock your teeth out. I like it. It's angry. I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I think Conway Fentanyl, to me, that's some rap Teddy Pendergrass shit.
Right.
I love that fucking song. Fentanyl is dope. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's quite a few shit, but it's not like a whole slew of, you know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I know. I definitely know. It's here and there. There's some shit, but overall, I mean, I think what's nice though for me, man, is to see a lot of the older cats still crushing shit, and if people pay attention, they will see, like, you know what I'm saying, cats like that. I think that's I think it's just a nice thing to see that it's like, yo, like, I mean, you'll think, I mean, I've always said, like, people think certain dudes are retired. I'm like, yo, they just put something out. You didn't hear it, but they just put something out. Like,
yeah, it's like almost to the days of, I know a lot of younger people not going to know, but it's at the days of WHBI with Mr. Magic. You know what I'm saying? Underground, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't know. It's blind. It's like it's a new version of digging in the crates. But you have to search the internet if you into that. Underground music also, us being older, we have to know how to tag shit where it pops up it may pop up to a young individual that into that and be like, oh shit, I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. Right. That's a good point. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not like it's like our label's like it's a blank label and we have to search for it. But you know what I'm saying, now the way things are now, you have to tag something so it can be, you know what I'm saying, be like, oh, they look up this seems that, this may push you that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They gotta be willing to look for it. They gotta be, if they were part of the culture, they would understand digging.
Yeah.
Those that do listen have to be taught by us older, you know what I'm saying, to let them know, oh, you need to dig to find what you're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you find that you fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? My oldest son, he understands, like, he likes the trap music and everything, but he also likes Nas. He also likes my music. He also listens to Sean Price. Like, he understands both sides.
Right.
So it's, you know what I'm saying? He'd be like, oh shit, I didn't know this was dope. I like that.
Right.
And I fuck with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's my son, but fuck him.
Right.
My youngest son don't give a fuck about rap at all.
Yeah, I mean, kids are individuals. It's hard. People always, like, expect me to, like, beat hip hop into my kid's head, man. I mean, like, my youngest daughter is her own person, has been since she was born. Like, she listens to all kinds of shit. She's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I put it out there and stuff, but I'm not pumping, like, there's certain shit I don't play for her. I mean, she's 11 years old. I mean, like, so I ain't gonna, I mean, I'll give her the daylight and stuff like that. Let's go to the Moni, she loves Moni Love, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but yeah, interesting point though that you mentioned, like, you gotta search, man. I always say that we were spoiled because cats were dropping albums on Arsenio Hall show. Cats were dropping singles on In Living Color, you know what I'm saying, Chappelle's show, and Rap City.
I was locked up for all of that except for the Chappelle show.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing, son. Like, when I saw that detail, 95, I was like, yeah, the latter half of the 90s was shit anyway, to be honest with you. But yeah, I mean, like, cats were dropping, even the 80s, I'm saying even late 80s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were dropping out. Or just look at Rap City or whatever. Like, shit was, you turn on the TV, Big Daddy Kane's on TV. You know what I'm saying? Wu-Tang was on TV. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's...
But you got to think about the time where it wasn't. The time where it wasn't, when it was in the basement.
Right.
And people had to see where people had to pass out flyers and all the other shit. And, you know what I'm saying? And the time where people that wasn't in New York didn't have, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Uncle Ralph McDaniels when he took the time for his love of the culture and created Video Music Box. That was for us. That opened the door for MTV Raps and all that other shit and put people in the starlight. And I want to say Uncle Ralph is like the greatest ever because a lot of those videos he shot himself.
Oh shit!
So Big Daddy Kane shit. A lot of that shit for Cold Chillin'. He did the video.
All right, big up, Ralph. Yeah, I mean, like, Video Music Box. That's I'm always saying I feel grateful because that's some shit that, like, you know what I mean, that people can't take away from us in terms of just, like, growing up with. It's different now and stuff like that, and so you kind of have to adjust and adapt. But it's like, yeah, those were fun times, man. But now you got to pay attention. The example I always use is that people thought that Camp Lo somebody told me that Camp Lo had retired a couple years ago, and I was like, yo, Geechee Suede just put out 2 joints. I said, and they just put out a group album. I said, and they're all fire. I said, what are you talking? You know what I mean? Like it's not going to be spoon-fed anymore in these days, man.
Yeah, I mean, it still gets me. People be like, oh, I'm a big fan of your work. And I'll be like, yo, you got so-and-so? They be like, oh, you put that out? I'd be like, so how are you a big fan? Where the fuck are you looking? What am I doing wrong? I take it as, what am I doing wrong that you didn't see this or do not know this exists? But, also, it's the word of mouth, man. Word of mouth. One person equals three. So, you know what I'm saying? If you know people that think like-minded like you, if they don't, put them on to it. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the people that's into you to be like, oh, have you heard of this Illa Ghee song? Right. You know what I'm saying? Let them listen to it. Yay or nay, it doesn't matter. They heard it. Right. You put somebody onto it. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let them make a decision if they fuck with it or not. Right. And dudes can't be so sensitive because if everybody liked your music, all of us would be rich. Right. You're not going to get everybody, but long as you get 7 out of 10, one monkey ain't going to stop no show. Right. Now, when you get 3 out of 10, then you need to rethink shit and understand what the hell is going on. But the weirdest thing is you never know. The stars can line up for you, and things happen. Because mostly studying music, period, a lot of people's biggest hits is a song they can't stand.
I've heard that a lot. I've definitely heard that a lot. The song that they wanted to get off the album that they didn't even want on that shit was like, I fucking hated that shit. I heard that a lot.
Havoc almost erased Shook Ones. Part 2.
That's crazy, yo. That's crazy.
His finger was on the button to cut it off. Twin grabbed his hand and said, "What are you
What?
doing?"
What? Yo, so that would have altered. That's some history altering shit right there, man. For real. Like that's some real history. Wow. That's crazy. Yo, what advice can you give for a dope MC trying to fucking do his or her thing right now, man? I mean, like, that's getting discouraged.
One, invest in yourself. Never be afraid to invest in yourself. A lot of stuff, my homeboy Dom and quite other people, man, like, if you don't know about it, look it up on YouTube and learn about it. You know what I'm saying? And take things within your own hands. Once you put out music, you are now an artist, a rapper. Right. And it's up to you. That's your business. That's your label. That's everything. You need to learn. You can learn as you go or learn it, but never invest in yourself. Things are going to cost money. Things are not. Maybe you can use bargaining. Maybe you can do anything. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways, bargain or whatever, and learn how to do the best you can. You know what I'm saying? Even if to the point you put it out for rate, do the best you can to show your talent. Don't feel like you're a superstar because you put out one. The more notoriety you get, the harder you need to work. I honestly blind myself from looking to see if I'm known or not. I don't care. I can't care. I use anything for motivation. If I can't get in the club, I feel like I'm not working hard enough. Somebody says something like I use anything for fuels. Let me hear a conversation if somebody is hot and my name is not mentioned. Now in my mind, everybody must die.
What? Son! I gotta edit that out. My yelling. Damn! That's real shit, yo. That's real shit.
I have a producer list that, I see them and get close to them, have to die. Any MC, people that feel they're an MC, have to die. Me and Sean and me and Prodigy had the same way of thinking. Like, yo, I'm not going to be last place on a song. You're not going to be like, oh, yeah, Prodigy killed it and the other was, No. I love you. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you pay me for a verse. I don't care if you're a friend. If we on a song together, you have to die. Wow. I must destroy you. I must kill your humankind. You have to feed me. I'm Galactus. You have to feed me. I have to feed on world.
Word. Illa Ghee in the building. Yo, before we get on out of here, I'm going to put you on the spot. Oh, you don't have to do them in order, but I always like to hear from the older heads. Just throw some names out there. All time greats for you. Lyrically, all time greats, giants.
Lyrically, all time. Well, for me, it depends on the era.
Okay, what's the criteria? The
Yeah, that's the thing that we could sit and talk about that for a while, but
okay.
It's an era criteria.
Okay,
it's an era
so you go by
because
era.
some people, if it was like the beginning, in the beginning, you gotta go with. I always thought Grandmaster Cass was nice back then. For that era, yeah.
90s. Let's go after 8. Let's go 89. Let's go 89. 89 until you dropped. 89 until you came out. Until you came out on the Mobb Deep shit.
All right, 88, 89. I'm gonna have to go with all honesty. I thought G-Rap was a monster.
Still is, yeah, no doubt.
For me, G-Rap was a monster. It was like G-Rap. It was like G-Rap, Kane, Rakim for that.
G-Rap, Kane, Rakim. Can't argue that, yo. And G-Rap is still fucking doing his thing. Doing his thing.
The 90s, the 90s, it was so many people that was a problem. It was a lot.
Oh yeah,
it was a lot of the 90s. Like a lot of people didn't give these people credit for their lyricism.
Right.
I mean, of course, you had the normals. You had. I was proud to see my boy was a problem, Prodigy. I was, Prodigy, Nas, the common folk, Prodigy, Nas.
Right. Okay, who was slept up? Yo, you were going there. Who was slept up? Because I always say the 90s was almost like a
and as far as the late 80s, I'm sorry. As far as the late 80s, you got to put Ice Cube in there too.
Yes,
a lot of people never gave him the credit in the 80s.
He's my number.
Cube was disgusting.
Yeah, yes, absolutely. He was a beast. So okay, I always say that the 90s was like this era where we're like, cats was dumb nice and just slipped through the cracks because it was. I mean, a lot. Sometimes you had to have some luck too. Who was crazy nice back then, man? That like just for whatever reason didn't blow in your eyes.
In the 90s. We talking about the full 90s, the whole thing in the 90s?
Yeah, I mean, I would just call it back in the day. Like, who back then?
Like the sleepers, I think one sleeper people didn't really catch on to for a while. One sleeper was Corrupt. A lot of people didn't get.
Right. He was nice.
Sleeper. In the 80s, another person I must say, if you listen to it, a lot of shit he was bodying, and there's two people way before their time.
Okay.
And that was motherfucking Kool Keith and Chill Rob G.
Oh, okay. Yo, no doubt. No doubt. Yo, listen. Fucking, we did we did a thing on Kool Keith recently on the page. Yeah, I mean, yo, crazy. We posted what was it, the Papa Law's joint? You know what I'm saying? Ultra Mags. Yeah.
Yeah, the freedom alone of how Kool Keith taught. When I finally met him, I had to tell him like, yo, I'm gonna apologize to you. He was like, wow. I was like, yo, like me and my friends used to make fun of how you rhymed in high school. And, we used to joke around all the time of how he rhymed. But as I got older and listened to the freedom of how he wasn't afraid to say, to change and to try to stuff, son was before his time.
Absolutely.
Some was before his time. So Kool Keith and then listen to Chill Rob G on Classes in Session.
Corey's now in session.
Shit on the low. Niggas didn't know. Chill Rob G was bodying that shit.